What if I told you that the most powerful telescope ever built by humans had to be shut down because of something it discovered on Mercury? Something so shocking that NASA had to immediately stop all observations and go into emergency meetings. Well, buckle up, because what you're about to hear will change everything you thought you knew about our solar system. Picture this. It's a normal Tuesday morning at NASA's Mission Control Center. Scientists are drinking their coffee, checking data from the James Webb Space Telescope, just like they do every single day. But today is different. Today, something appears on their computer screens that makes everyone in the room go completely silent. What they're seeing on Mercury, the smallest planet in our solar system, shouldn't be possible. It defies everything we know about planetary science. The James Webb Space Telescope, or JWST as scientists call it, is basically like having superhuman vision that can see across the entire universe. This incredible machine cost over $10 billion to build and can see things that are so far away, it's like spotting a penny on the moon from Earth. It uses infrared light, which is basically heat vision, to peer through cosmic dust and see things that regular telescopes could never detect. When JWST first started looking at Mercury, scientists expected to see exactly what they'd always seen. A dead, rocky planet that's been baked by the sun for billions of years. Mercury is the closest planet to our sun, which means it's incredibly hot during the day and freezing cold at night. Nothing should be able to survive there. Nothing should be moving there. Nothing should be changing there, but that's exactly what JWST found. Something was moving on Mercury. Something was changing. And it was big. The first sign that something was wrong came from the temperature readings. You see, Mercury's surface temperature during the day can reach over 800 degrees Fahrenheit. That's hot enough to melt lead. But JWST was detecting areas on Mercury that were much cooler than they should be. Not just a little cooler, but hundreds of degrees cooler. It was like finding patches of snow in the middle of a desert. At first, the scientists thought their equipment was broken. They ran diagnostic tests, checked their instruments, and even compared their readings with other telescopes. But everything checked out. The James Webb Space Telescope was working perfectly. The impossible readings were real. Then came the images. And these images changed everything. JWST's incredibly sensitive cameras started picking up structures on Mercury's surface that had never been seen before. These weren't natural rock formations or impact craters from asteroids. These were geometric shapes. Perfect triangles, circles, and lines that stretched for miles across the planet's surface. The structures were so precise and organized that they looked almost like they were built by someone or something with intelligence. But here's where things get really weird. These structures weren't just sitting there doing nothing. They were moving. Slowly, but definitely moving. Over the course of several days, NASA watched as these geometric patterns shifted and changed position on Mercury's surface. Some structures seemed to be growing larger, while others disappeared completely, only to reappear somewhere else. The scientific community went into complete chaos. Professors at universities around the world started calling each other, trying to figure out what was happening. Online forums exploded with theories and speculation. News reporters began asking questions that NASA wasn't ready to answer. The pressure was mounting, and NASA knew they had to make a decision fast. That's when the order came down from the highest levels of government. Stop all James Webb Space Telescope observations of Mercury immediately. Shut down the program. Lock away the data. And don't talk to anyone about what was found. But why would they do this? Why would NASA shut down their most expensive and advanced telescope just when it was making the most incredible discovery in human history? The official reason given to the public was that JWST needed routine maintenance and calibration. They said it would only be offline for a few weeks while technicians made adjustments to improve its performance. However, inside sources at NASA tell a very different story. They say that what JWST found on Mercury was so extraordinary, so potentially world-changing, that government officials decided the public wasn't ready to know the truth. They were afraid that releasing His information could cause mass panic, economic collapse, and social chaos around the world. Think about it from their perspective. If there really are structures on Mercury that appear to be artificial, that means we're not alone in the universe. It means there's intelligent life out there, and it's much closer to Earth than we ever imagined. This kind of revelation would completely upend every religion, every scientific theory, and every assumption humans have made about our place in the cosmos. Religious leaders would struggle to explain how their teachings fit with the existence of alien intelligence. Scientists would have to throw out decades of research and start over. Governments would panic about the possibility of alien contact or invasion. Stock markets could crash as investors worry about how alien technology might affect Earth's economy. People might abandon their jobs, their responsibilities, and their normal lives if they believed aliens were real and nearby. So the decision was made to classify everything. The images, the data, the temperature readings, all of it was labeled as top secret and locked away in secure government facilities. The few scientists who had seen the Mercury data were required to sign non-disclosure agreements that threatened them with prison time if they ever spoke about what they witnessed. Big as this one. Former NASA employees, speaking on the condition of anonymity, have started sharing pieces of the story. They describe structures on Mercury that appear to be made from materials that don't exist naturally on any planet in our solar system. They talk about patterns of movement that suggest these structures are responding to some kind of intelligence or programming. One former technician, who worked directly with JWST data, claims that the structures on Mercury seem to be collecting and focusing the sun's energy in ways that our current technology can't explain. He believes these alien constructs might be some kind of solar energy harvesting system, built by an advanced civilization to power their operations in our solar system. Another source suggests that the geometric patterns weren't random at all, but were actually forming mathematical sequences and equations that human scientists are still trying to decode. If this is true, it means whoever built these structures is trying to communicate with us, using the universal language of mathematics. The implications are staggering. If there really is intelligent alien technology operating on Mercury right now, it raises countless questions about our solar system and our place in it. How long have these structures been there? Are they monitoring Earth? Are they preparing for something? And most importantly, who or what built them? Some researchers believe the structures could be remnants of an ancient alien civilization that visited our solar system millions of years ago and left behind automated systems that are still functioning today. Others think these might be current alien operations, meaning there's an intelligent species actively working in our cosmic neighborhood right now. The really scary possibility is that these aliens might know about Earth and humanity, but we're just now discovering them. They could have been watching us for centuries, studying our development, waiting for the right moment to make contact. Or worse, they might view humans as a threat that needs to be eliminated. This could explain why world governments have been quietly increasing their space defense budgets and developing new military technologies. Maybe they know something we don't. Maybe they're preparing for something that's coming. The James Webb Space Telescope remains partially offline, with NASA claiming they're still working on calibration issues. But knowledgeable sources say the telescope is actually being used in secret to continue monitoring Mercury, along with other classified observations that the public will never hear about. The data is being analyzed by select teams of scientists who have the highest security clearances and are completely cut off from the outside world. Meanwhile, other space agencies around the world have quietly started pointing their own telescopes toward Mercury. The European Space Agency, the Chinese National Space Administration, and even private space companies have begun their own investigations. But none of them are sharing their findings publicly either. It's like there's an unspoken agreement among all the world space organizations to keep this discovery secret. Amateur astronomers have tried to observe Mercury with their own equipment, hoping to catch a glimpse of whatever JWST found. But Mercury is notoriously difficult to see from. Conditioning. They claim that movies, television shows, and news stories about alien life are all part of a gradual process to get humanity ready for the truth. If this is accurate, it means we're being slowly prepared for an official announcement that could come within the next few years, but other sources suggest that the discovery is so shocking, so potentially destabilizing, that it may never be revealed to the general public. These insiders claim that what's on Mercury is far more complex and disturbing than simple alien structures. They hint at technology that could revolutionize human civilization overnight, or evidence of alien intelligence that's far more advanced and potentially threatening than anyone imagined. The truth is, we may never know exactly what the James Webb Space Telescope found on Mercury. The people in charge of this information have made it clear that they're willing to shut down billion-dollar space programs and silence world-renowned scientists to keep their secrets safe. But one thing is certain, whatever they found up there, it was important enough to change everything. As we sit here today, Mercury continues to orbit the Sun just like it always has. But now we know, or at least strongly suspect, that it's not the dead, empty world we thought it was. Something is happening on that small, rocky planet. Something that our governments don't want us to know about. Something that could change the course of human history. The James Webb Space Telescope sits partially dormant, its incredible capabilities limited by human fear and political calculations. The greatest scientific instrument ever created is being held back from making discoveries that could benefit all of humanity, simply because those discoveries might be too revolutionary for the people in power to handle. Maybe someday, when you're older, you'll live to see the day when the truth about Mercury is finally revealed. Maybe you'll be part of the generation that learns we're not alone in the universe. Or maybe this secret will remain buried forever, known only to a select few who decided that some truths are too dangerous for the rest of us to handle. Until then, every time you look up at the night sky and see that tiny dot of light that is Mercury, remember that there might be something looking back at you. Something that knows we're here, something that's been watching and waiting, something that our own governments have decided we're not ready to meet. The universe just got a lot more interesting and a lot more mysterious. And the most advanced telescope humanity has ever built has been silenced because it saw too much. What do you think? Do you believe our governments have the right to hide this kind of discovery from us? Or do you think we deserve to know the truth, no matter how scary it might be? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that like button if this story blew your mind as much as it blew mine. Share this video with your friends and family because everyone deserves to hear about this incredible cover-up. And make sure you subscribe to this channel and ring that notification bell because I'll be bringing you more shocking discoveries and hidden truths that the powers that be don't want you to know about. Together, we can uncover the secrets they're trying to hide and learn the real truth about our universe.